As the world lights up with holiday cheer, many families are quietly coping with infertility or pregnancy loss, making this season especially heavy. We want to welcome Dr. Erica Rosmead, clinical psychologist at Clarity CBT. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's a tough subject to talk about, and infertility, pregnancy loss at any time of year is challenging, but why is the holiday season so much more so?
Well, there's so many expectations around the holiday season. And when someone has the idea of being pregnant and having a baby, there's a lot of expectations around the holidays being a cheerful, happy time, putting ornaments on the tree together, lighting candles together. And there's an idea of secondary losses that you don't just lose the idea of the pregnancy or the baby. Now you lose out on making these really special memories.
Yeah, and I suppose future projection, imagining, if you're in the holiday season and you're carrying and you just imagine what the next season is going to look like with that child to be able to take part in it too.
Right, exactly. It can just bring up so much of the grief to the surface, and family members ask questions, and it sometimes can be hard to grieve in silence when other people have a lot of comments and are making assumptions, asking questions that you aren't really ready for.
Yeah, sure. And I want to talk a little bit more about how people around this, someone who's going through this, how they can be a better support. But when you're starting to feel that grief hit you, what are some grounding exercises that you can do to just kind of make yourself feel a little bit better and to get through that wave of grief?
So I really like the idea of sensory grounding, because actually grounding yourself to the present moment can get you out of feeling overwhelmed or being stuck in your thoughts. So sensory grounding is focusing on what you can see, what you can feel, what you can hear. It's really focusing on your five senses, and you're just bringing yourself to the present moment and outside of the internal physical sensations going on in your body. And then I also like the idea of paced breathing, where you breathe in for 4 seconds, you hold, and then you breathe out for 7 seconds. And doing that with sensory grounding can just make you feel more calm.
What is something that's good for the support system around her who can be that person to lean on? What are some of the things that you shouldn't say? Some of the things that maybe you should say or do?
I think there's this idea that people are so afraid to say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing that they do nothing at all.
Oh.
And silence can be extremely invalidating for a grieving and bereaved parent. So my recommendation is actually reach out. It is better to maybe say the wrong thing if you are open to feedback, but I really like just letting your grieving friend or parent know that you are there for them and that there is no fixing this. And you know that the holidays are a harder time and they're on your mind. Even just sending a heart text, heart emoji text can feel really meaningful. I think a bereaved and grieving parent just wants to know that they're being thought of, and there really is no fixing the grief.
Yeah, it is true, isn't it? And what are some ways in which one can honor the loss?
So I am always thinking about this as a bereaved, grieving parent myself. I have, grief evolves over time. So what may work for you one year may not work the next. But one thing that you can do is you can light a candle in honor of your baby. If you celebrate Christmas, you can go online and search for different sort of ornaments that you can honor your baby. You can write a letter. You can keep, if you have footprints, you can frame footprints, anything that at the end of the day, you have the relationship with your baby, and you don't need to materialize it. But if it is helpful, those are a few ideas of tangible items.
And would you say that these exercises are a way in which you can find some small pockets of joy, or are there other ways in which you can do so?
Yeah, I always say, a lot of times grief and losing a pregnancy or baby, you connect to your baby through pain. And so I'm always thinking about ways to connect to your baby through joy. And if you have a tradition or a ritual or something that you can do every single year or every single holiday season, it can make you feel more calm and at ease knowing that your baby is part of the holiday. It just looks in a completely different way, unfortunately.
Yeah, indeed. Well, Dr. Erica Rosmi, thank you so much for sharing this with us. And, you know, we feel for all of our friends and family who are going through this as well. Really wonderful advice. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back after
Thank you.
this.